Well, let's clear up. And of course, because the elves have just been attacked, they will move one spot down the political track to at war. It's the Free People's turn now. And we're going to use one of these event dice to play an event card from our hand. And the card I've chosen is Elven Cloaks. And this is one of these special hunt tile event cards where the Elven Cloaks can be used by the Fellowship when they enter the Mordor track, so that tile will go in the hunt pool. So grab that from the supply and place it with the others here in Mordor. Okay, things are moving a little bit now. Shadow Player's turn, and they're also going to play an event card using the character die. And the one I'm interested in is pretty nasty. Candles of Corpses. And this says, play if the Fellowship is not in a region containing a Free People's settlement. And it's not. Fellowship's up here in Dimwell Dale, just outside Lorien. No settlement in sight. And roll 3 dice. Add 1 corruption point on each die result of 4+. That's wonderfully evil. 3 dice. Wow. That's 2. With these 2 5s. So that means I get to add 2 points of corruption. And that's moving us up from 4 to 6. And it's the Free People's turn. They've only got 1 die. Shadow Player has 2. Free People's going to choose to pass this turn. Let's see what the Shadow Player does instead. The Shadow Player is going to use the muster dice to do some recruiting, I think. So we've not done that for a little while. So we're going to recruit. And we're going to recruit 2 regulars. And we can put these in 2 different friendly and free shadow settlements. That doesn't mean North or South Ithilien, because there's no settlement there. It doesn't mean Peligir, because although we control this settlement, it's not friendly. It's one that we've captured. I'm actually going to do some reinforcing of my own Sauron settlements. So 1 regular in Dol Guldur and 1 up here in Angmar. Free People's now, and I think they're going to do some recruiting as well. We've got an army muster die here, so let's use it for its muster. And remember, only nations who are at war can recruit new units. Gondor is at war, and I think they're going to try and reinforce their 2 VP strongholds of Dal Amroth with 1 elite unit. As for the final dice of this turn, I think the Shadow Player is going to use the army dice and start pushing this attack forward. And the plan here is to assault Osgiliath with the army at South Ithilien. Let's grab an army token to represent the Free People's army at Osgiliath. Take this from the supply. Number 2. And we'll pop this here in Osgiliath, where there is a fortification. It's not worth any victory points. It's not a settlement, so you can't recruit units here. It's not owned by either Shadows or Free People's players, but it does offer whoever's in this region some kind of protection. And let's take these units that are here in Osgiliath and we'll place them here in the number 2 box. It's a significantly smaller army than this Shadow army here. Remember, they can't retreat if they wanted to until the end of the first combat round. Remember the combat sequence. The first thing we do is decide whether the attacker wants to use any combat cards, and I think we will. We'll play the Relentless Assault. And this says, before the combat roll, you may inflict and apply up to 2 hits against your units, and add 1 to all dice on your combat roll for each hit you inflicted. Okay, and we're doing that because we've got a substantially larger army. We want to overpower this Free People's army as quickly as possible. Free People's is going to refrain, quite happy to meet the Sauron army on the field of battle. So, 5 dice for the Shadow army. And the Shadow player then is going to take 2 hits, sacrificing 2 of their units for this relentless assault to add 2 to each of our dice rolls. We would get hits on not just 5s and 6, but 4s and 3s as well, so 3's up. But remember, our Free People's players in this fortification. And what that means is that instead of a 5 or a 6, you only hit on a 6, just like a stronghold. But the difference is, in a stronghold, that benefit applies to every combat round. When you're having a field battle, like we are now, and there's a fortification, the defensive benefit of only having hits on a 6 only applies in the first combat round. This is the first combat round, so we need to roll 6s, and with our +2 bonus, that means we're going to hit on 4, 5s and 6s. Okay, not 3, 4, 5 and 6s. So fortification is giving the defender a little bit extra protection. Let's roll our dice then. So we're looking for 4s, 5s or 6s. And we get 3 hits. Free People's, they get 3 dice. And 5s and 6 we were looking for, we got 3 misses. Okay, leader rerolls. The Relentless Assault bonus for the Shadow player only affects the combat roll, not the leader reroll. We've got a leadership of 1. We get to reroll 1 of our failed dice if we wish. Remember, we're in a fortification, we're in the first round of combat, so only a 6 is a hit. And it's a 2, so that's a miss. So we stick with our 3 hits. Free People's, they've got a leadership of 1, so we get 1 reroll. We're looking for 5s or 6s. And it's a miss. So it's looking pretty tough for the Free People's. They're going to have to take 3 hits. One of our elites will soak up 2. Our regulars 1. We remove these casualties from the game. Now the attacker can choose to either continue the attack or cease the attack. Everyone stays where they are. Given their overwhelming strength, we're going to continue to push the attack. And now the Free People's will say, hang on, time to retreat. So let's grab these guys. We're going to retreat from the fields of Osgiliath back into Minas Tirith. And discard this. And now the remaining Shadow army can take the opportunity to move into the ground from which the Free People's retreated and occupy Osgiliath. Well, that's it. It's looking pretty tough for the Free People's again. We have secured up Minas Tirith though. It's not going to be easy for the Shadow player to push through there and gain victory points. We do have a little bit of a distraction up in the north. And Free People's hopefully is going to get the Fellowship into Lorien and start healing up, because our corruption's way up at 6 right now. Join me next time as we continue War of the Ring.